you know, wherever it is in its rotation, depending on the throttle, because it can move about that much, is when it fires. So all right, what up y'all? So about 4 years ago I filmed this video on how to test an outboard stator, and today this is gonna be part 2, how to test an outboard, trigger, and timer base. Let's check it out, guys. All right, so basically guys, we're just gonna do some simple tests here. You can see I have the new trigger timer base up here. I have the old trigger timer base right here, and I have the multimeter set up right here, and then I have reference chart over here. So this reference chart is CDI Electronics. They make the best aftermarket outboard ignition components. You can check them out in the description below. I'll link down there to them, to where to get these new parts and where to see this chart. But basically all it is we're gonna test white to blue, and white to purple, and white to green, and we're gonna look for 15 to 50 ohms. That's, you know, quick and dirty. And then with it on the outboard, you have to check the voltage with the DVA adapter, a special adapter for your multimeter. I don't have that, so we're gonna see if it's reading bad like this. It was on the outboard, but you never know with these things. So you find your horsepower, year, model, and then, you know, you look right here, trigger, right here, read white, and it tells you read white to blue, white to purple, white to green, 15 to 50 ohms. So you pretty much get the idea how the chart works. All right, so basically if you find any outliers like I did, you read white to green and it reads like nothing or like a lot, it's something abnormal, then it's probably bad, right? Like if it reads different on both sides and you test it multiple times and they're not matching, because it's for 6 cylinders, so 3 cylinders, it's probably bad. There's probably something wrong with it. And then you want to do the DVA voltage test, and I kind of did that with the multimeter, and I got no voltage out of the thing. So we're going to check the old one against the new one and see what the differences are. Old, white to green, white to blue, white to purple, white to green. Now this one's reading a little bit higher. I'm not sure why. I was having problems with this before on the white to green. Let's see. White to blue, white to purple. So they're all around 12 ohms, right? And our chart says we want 15 to 50 ohms. So it's already wrong, right? It's already off. It's already low. So let's check the new one. I've already tested this one a bunch, and I'm highly suspicious that it's bad. I'm in the middle of swapping them out to see. You can check out that video up here if you want to. But basically, this white to green on this one, it's not reading right. It hasn't been right for many times. I've tested like 5 times. So let's check the new one out. White to green, white to blue, white to purple, white to green, white to blue, white to purple. So you can see they're all 17 ohms, right? And they are all reading right. So they're all reading within close to each other. They're all reading the exact same thing, basically. And that white to green on this one is not reading right. And this thing is from 1986, so I think it's bad, but I'm not tossing it in the trash just yet until we swap it out to see if that fixes the problem, because I got no voltage out of the old one. Basically, you get the gist of it. That's how this thing works. All right, so this thing's not that hard to test, right? You just hook up the multimeter and test it like it says, white to whatever color, white to whatever color. The white is the main one, you don't move. And then if it reads right, it's better chance that it's good. If it reads wrong, then it's a better chance that it's bad. You really need the DVA adapter to test the voltage to really know 100%. But like if you get 0 or something, or you get 100 on one of them, 100 on 2 of them, you know, if it's really wrong, you'll know the thing's bad this way. All right, y'all, so basically how these ignition systems work on these old Evinrude Johnson outboards is you have a fixed stationary flywheel and trigger timer base, but the trigger timer base can move slightly, right? Depending on where the throttle is and the timing and all that. So basically you got magnets on the bottom side of the flywheel, and that thing's spinning around, spinning around, spinning around, spinning around. Every time it passes by the pickups on the stator, it's generating an AC voltage, and that voltage gets stored in the power pack. and then the power pack has all this voltage stored in it, so it needs something to tell it when to trigger to fire, right? So what happens is the other magnets on the inside of the flywheel are spinning too, and depending on where the trigger is set in its rotation, depending on how far the throttle is, you know, all that stuff, it tells the power pack, okay, dump your voltage, dump your voltage, dump the voltage, dump the voltage. So basically what happens is stator generates all the voltage, trigger does its job, it triggers, it tells the power pack when to dump its voltage into the coils, and then the coils, you know, do their thing. They step that voltage up from whatever 400 volts all the way up to thousands and thousands of volts, and it fires. Bang, 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 bang. That's how it works. So now that we know how it works, or generally know how it works, we can kind of reverse engineer it to figure out the problem. So we tested the stator. Stator's generating good voltage, okay, on both sides. Not the problem. The trigger isn't telling the power packs when to fire on this outboard, apparently. So that's why we're replacing it. And, you know, if your stator's generating good voltage, it's probably good. If it's not and it ohms out bad, stator's bad, you know, I got a video for that up here. But these things aren't easy to fix. I get it, guys. It just takes time. Sometimes, you know, you got to get a new trigger, timer base, try it out, see if it works. If you don't have all the specialized equipment, sometimes you got to get a new stator, try it out, see if it works. But typically what happens is the stators go bad first on these old outboards because they're so old, and they just, the insulation on the, what's it called, the enamel coating wears off, and they just short out. So we're going to get back to fixing this thing, but I just want to stop here and share with y'all what I've learned on how these things work, and hopefully it helps someone think through and, you know, go step by step and fix their outboard. So you can see it's got this inner set of magnets here, and they've got these little notches on them. It's got little notches around here, but this is the inner magnet. These are the outer stator magnets. This is what generates the voltage, like I was talking about. This is what operates the trigger timer base. You can see as it rotates, you know, wherever it is in its rotation, depending on the throttle, because it can move about that much, is when it fires. So that's just how it works. And hopefully when I swap out to this new one, problem's going to be fixed. Also, you really want to check these magnets. If your magnets are bad here, you're going to have problems, but these look flawless, so it should be good. All right, y'all, so that's it for the video. I know I got a little in depth, but it helps to know how they work, to know how to fix it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helped someone fix their outboard. I'm sure it did. If not, if y'all got questions, leave questions down below in the comments section. I'll try to help people if I can. I'll check y'all out on the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below for more outboard tips and tricks in the future. Peace.